become a project manager, you're expected, when you become a project manager, Zach, my friend, you're expected to come up with a project schedule from A. This is your plan from A to Z. If it's design build, how are you going to, from the point that you talk to the customer, guys. So Ashley is a customer. She wants to build a hospital for $2 million. And then that's day one. Meet with the customer, see what they want to do, or get hired by an architect or general contractor to do the job. From that point, all the way to walking Ashley into her hospital, say, here's your hospital done electrically. So that's what this schedule is supposed to do to you. The ones who are working in the field, have you guys seen any of these schedules for the construction? Phil, you see them for the construction that they do? Some people use them, others don't. When they do our electrical schedule, guys, will be embedded in the overall construction schedule for the building. So we're not standalone. We will be with overall construction schedule for the building. Let me close my email here. Okay, so we're only focusing, Rob, my friend, only on the electrical part of this completed project. Just to give you an idea, Nick, my friend, the electrical, if you imagine the construction altogether, design and construction is a pie, our share of this pie, anybody knows what the electrical share of a pie, percentage-wise, of the construction pie? What's our share? 10 to 15%, if even. Usually 10% overall. So when you go, Rob, and Michelle, fully excellent, you work on a project in a building, a hospital, sport arena, remember your share in the design part is usually 10 to 15% of that pie. What happened to the other 85 to 90%? What happened to the 85 to 90%? Other disciplines, mechanical, electrical, architects, building contractors, the concrete contractors, everybody else. So I want you guys to remember what we're doing here is only 10 to 15% of the construction and design of any project. So what happened to the rest of them? That's the rest of the disciplines and trades in the construction trades and disciplines, engineering disciplines. Electrical, mechanical, we have mechanical, we have architectural, we have civil engineers, we have structural engineers, we talked about environmental engineers, computer engineers, networking, and all this good stuff. So just remember, this only represents how much? 10 to 15%. Okay, so, but for us, it's all what we do, being electrical. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, I'm going to walk you quick through and then we go build. The first thing we need to start, my friends, is we start with having a skill, a project. So my project is going to be called residential project. I hope I spelled it right. Is it? I don't think it's right. Somehow it looks different. Residential project. And then under, this is overall project. We're going to have the start date is very important for us. When are we going to be starting? I'll show you guys we're going to start with start date of this project. Right underneath it, there's major tests. Test number one is what we call it pre-design. There's design development, and then we move into the construction. In the construction, there's rough end inspection, and there's right underneath the installation inspection, and walk through the owner. These are the major milestones they're going to be doing in any project. So one more time. So the first thing, if you guys look at that pre-design or schematic design, they call it, you meet with the owner, Chris, and they say, look at that, we're meeting with the owner, say, what type of a hospital do you guys want, what type of equipment, blah, 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 getting information. Then you go to the meet with the utilities, and we talk about this more, guys, when we do project management. Meet with the owner, get their opinion, then I need to go meet with Excel to get the scope on, do they have enough power in this neck of town to power a 4,000 amp switch gear? Do they or they don't? So you have to collect information about utilities and then come up with a schematic design. After you do that, you can come up with a schematic design. I threw a couple of hours here, guys, for you, duration, how long will it take you to do all this stuff? And you can look right in here. These are assumption number hours that will take you to do this test. So pre-design, the outcome of the pre-design, Chris, as you always know, is to come up with an understanding and narrative how the project is going to be put together. Just an overall narrative. Any question about stage number one, pre-design, before we start the design? We get into the pre-design or schematic design, guys. After we finish the schematic design, get this information, get the opinion about the owner, We send it to Project-10-21-11.wmv. Erickson. Now we got it, Project-10-21-11 Erickson designers. You guys will get it from there. They send it to the designers, engineering firm, and the engineering firm, they start doing what you guys are doing for me. You're doing the CAD work. So if you look at, here's all the CAD stuff that we did, and step by step, all the assignments that I assigned to you guys. In real life, this would be working on light, power, and low voltage, step by step, take you a month, 6 months, whatever, to come up with design development documentation, spec. The outcome of this should be a final plans as well as a set of specifications, final plans and set of specifications. Any questions about these two stages, schematic design? We've just understanding how the project is going to be put together. You go into, now we understand how it's going to be put together. We go into the details. What's the details? I want to know exactly how the light are going to be laid out in the circuit and all this good stuff. Are we done, guys? Up to this point, design, schematic design. We finished this stage. Now we design the building, and Michelle Foley or Halberg has a set of specifications as well as a set of drawings, 22 by 34, where the contractors can buy and buy to estimate and bid on this project. Any question about this? This is very simple way of putting it together. Okay, so we finished the design. What do you think after we design the building? What do you need to do? Go build it. So we move into the construction stage. In the construction stage, the assumption actually is we're not bidding on the job. It's design build. So Parson or Hunt Electric will take the project, they design it, and they build it. There is no bidding here. I exclude, but there will be a bidding. If it's a design bid, there will be a bidding process here. We'll talk about this one later on. But this is a design build. You design it in your firm, and you're building it. So after you're done building in your firm, at Elliott, when you're done, you do the pre-design, you design it, now you give it to your electricians to go install it. No bidding, nothing. You already done the design build. Okay, so you got in here, when you construct, a lot of you guys wire fill, you work as an electrician, the first thing you do is what? We call it rough end. You rough end the building. What's rough end the building? Rough end the building and put the devices and the conduits and the cables. No, you're going to put the boxes, the conduits, and the cables inside them, and you stop right there. You do not put the devices for the most part. So we're going to do rough end for our building. We're going to do rough end wiring, rough end wiring dwelling, rough end the garage, rough end the pool, and rough end the switch gear, and rough end the sign. You can decide, everybody knows what each one of these lines is. It's called a task. A task, you assign a resource for a task and a time duration. Take this. Task number, I will talk about this one. This task and this task. Task number 1, meet with the owner. You need to assign a time to meet with the owner. I have meeting with the owner. How much do I have here? I have 12 hours in between meeting and getting all the information with the owner and getting back into them, getting all the information with meetings and arranging it. I have 12 hours. And who's going to be resources? When you go to the other side, it will tell you who's going to be meeting with the owner. You guys, Nick and Chris, they're designing a project, so the other project managers, they will be meeting with the owner. Rough end, you get into the rough end, guys, right here. Rough end wiring willing. It's going to take us to rough end the building 20 hours. Why not 24? Why not 25? Why not 40? That's called estimating. You guys are going to get, when we get into the estimating, you get into, these numbers are FYI only now, FYI only, just to fill numbers. You can adjust them as you get into your estimating. Take this. Next, if you work with Erickson and it takes you to set up the AutoCAD E1 to E12, it takes you 5 days, you wouldn't last there for long. To set up the CAD, 5 days it takes you to set up just the CAD, it wouldn't last that long. Usually a task like this to set up the CAD, just to set them up, it's a matter of 1 to 2 hours of work in real life. We did this project based on what we're doing, guys. How much time we allocated for this project to set up the CAD? If you remember our schedule, it says 5 days. We had a week. That's based on what we did in this class. In real life, you have to base them on, I can tell you in real life, that's when it was it. Probably 2 hours to set up the CAD. You're going to the first and second floor. You're talking about first and second floor doing power. You maximum, probably you're talking about 4 or 5 hours. So in real life when you do it, but we did them based on us working as a students. That these are the 5 days and so forth. Any question, guys, about the task?
How do you differentiate between time consumed? 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed? 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate between time consumed and time consumed. 30 minute differentiate bet
time consumed. I'm sure. Yeah. You can have, so when I say duration, the way I understand it, and by any means, I'm not an expert in Microsoft Project. The way I understand it, when I say 5 days to do the setup, this is 5 days, 8 hours a day. So 5 times 8, 14 hours of work to finish. It's a 5-day week to finish this project. When I say I did 2 hours here to do the design sketch, it is 2 hours to sit and do the design sketch. Then the software keep adding them up, and it assigns the start and the end right here of the days. I'm sure there's a way. I am sure there's a way. That's a good point, though. Any question, guys, about the tasks? Before I go ahead, this is the project name, if you guys want to highlight it. And the second one, these are the categories. Here's category 1, category 2, category 3. And under the categories, there's subcategories. If you guys can see rough end and rough end inspection. So you can see these are milestones, and underneath them there's tasks. So the milestone number 1 is pre-design, finish it. Underneath it there's tasks to do. Design is my goal, is to finish the design. Underneath it, the stages to reach that goal. And what is this here? Everybody needs what this here? Final project. What's the deliverable? What's the outcome of this? Now, when I finish design, what am I supposed to do? What's my outcome? How can I gauge if I did it right or wrong? When you finish design, the outcome should be what? Final plans and specification. Done. Set of plans specification. When you finish pre-design stage, what is the outcome? How can I measure if am I done with it or not? You need to come up with a design sketch and narrative. These are just a narrative. You guys see that this one is called a narrative. That's what they come up after they meet with the owner. Just the narrative. What type of lights they want to put, what type of equipment in the building. No detailed design, just a narrative. A sketch, one-line diagram or riser. That's called a narrative, and a sketch design sketches. And then after that, see, you put it right into Machine Tool X, and they start working on it. They come up with a set of specifications. I don't have the specification here, just final plans and sketch. Then they send it to Elliott Contractors. Elliott Contractors start working on it. Now we have a project manager, now we have a foreman, and we have a bunch of electricians who are working on installing this system. We get into the rough end. We talked about here's how we're going to divide the project rough end. And Phil, there is 100 ways of roughing the building, 100 different ways of roughing the building. You can rough all the building at once, you can divide it. A building like ours, we divide it into rough in dwelling, rough in the garage, rough in the pool. So we took the pool by itself, the garage by itself, the switch gear, the rough in the switch gear. When I say switch gear, just put in the main panel all over. And then we have rough in the side. So the dwelling is the upper and lower level. We took them at one shot. You can split them if you want to. Okay, then we're done with the rough end. We call the inspector. So at the end of rough end, we're wiring ready to be inspected. That's the goal. When we finish rough end, at that stage, you have to be ready as a project manager or a foreman to call the inspector and say, we are ready for inspection. Cool? Now here's the rough end inspection. We call the inspector. The inspector came. We had make appointment with the inspector. Inspector come. Guess what? The inspector, when the inspector inspects the building, there will be some certain things we say, oh, by the way, there is a change in 2011. You need a neutral in these outlets. So you have to go fix, if any mistakes that you have not done or any observation, and you allow yourself resolve inspection issues. We're allowing a 4 hours to resolve inspection issues. Any question as well? We rough it in, we inspect it. We first pre-design, we design it, then we rough it in, we inspect it. The second one, I'm going to go down here, and if you guys go down all the way. Now when we're done with the rough end, as you can see, here's my construction. We did the rough end, we inspect the rough end. After the rough end is inspected, I have a goal, deliverable, rough end approval. My rough end is approved. So what does that mean, guys? I can go close the walls. When these are done, rough end inspection done. When you close the walls, you're going to go installing devices. That's devising the building. So then you're going to go device. The ones who wire the residential, everybody knows what we do, guys. We do the especially residential. You put the boxes and the cables, you call the inspector, they inspect it, right? They come, when everything is okay, you put the sheetrock, and then after the sheetrock you have to paint, and when everything is done, we will most likely we will be the last person to finish the project because they paint, they do all that stuff. They call us back and they say, okay, now go put your fixtures. We put our lighting fixtures and our devices. And we connect the circuits in the panel, right? Everybody knows how it goes in the construction. You put your wires on boxes and then inspect it, close the walls. After that, wait for 4 months maybe. They call you back again, we're done. We're done with the building, come and put your devices. And you start devising the building, putting the devices, put the lights, and go to the panels and hook up all the lighting, the circuits, and energize them. And that's when this stage is installed. Especially, this is a big deal for Phil and everybody else guys who are working in contractors. So we did the installation. After we finish the installation, we need a final inspection. Walk-in final inspection, we check the GFCI, the FCI, and all this good stuff. You do your final inspection. Your final inspection is clear. If there's certain issues, you need to work on it. You resolve the issues with the inspector. When you're done with the final inspection, now you need to go to the owner. With the owner, my friend, you need the customer's approval. That's when you get the rest of your money. The customer has to walk in and say, well, now I approve this hospital, and here's your last check for $2 million. And sometimes they keep guys 5% for 5 years. I don't know if you know, certain customers keep, they hold 5% of the overall project for a year or two to make sure that the system is up and running as it's supposed to. Any question guys about this construction project? By any means, there's so many ways of building this construction that this is the easiest way of doing a construction project. I want to emphasize the schematic design, and the construction rough end and installation, and then delivery. Walk with the owner and they say, oh, where everything is okay. Any question about these stages, guys? So you understand what we're trying to achieve from this. Any question, William? Does it make sense? Okay, when you go, so this is this side. When you go, guys, each one of these tasks, and by any means, you can divide them any way, shape, or form. If you look here, these tasks, they always have a duration. You can see the duration, how long it will take them to start and the finish. When we install Phil, the way at least I use it, is you start, you always put your start date here, and then you start how many hours you need to finish the task. And the finish, the software will pump you, that's what you were just saying. The software will pump you and hours and keep pumping you to the other, to the dates. The software will design the finish date based on the hours that you put. You can put your hours in hours or days. You're going to see in a second. Any question guys about these? Any question about these hours? By any means, these are not the best way of doing it. This is just to put numbers in the software and make it run. You and I will sit and we assign a certain real time, if you want the real time hours for this type of project. As I said, definitely, it doesn't take 5 years to set up CAD. I mean, you will be, if you take 5 days, not 5 years, 5 days to set up CAD, you'll be fired. So, but with CAD, it took 5 days to, we're learning CAD, we're learning how to set it up and all this good stuff. Any questions guys about this? Okay, when you're done here, if you go to the Gantt chart, the last part is the resources. If you guys go back, right here, this is called the resources. This is done by students like you. And so the resources, meet with the customer. Tony was going to be meeting with the customer, and Tom, I think that's meeting with the utility, and Ben is going to do the sketch. Now for you guys, this is the people who are going to be doing the test. Here's what I advise. You guys want to sit together. Who's going to be meeting with the owner? Zach. Who's going to call the utilities, make sure they have enough juice in the line that's coming to this hospital? Ashley. Who's going to do the sketch? Ashley and Zach. So you assign your names, basically. So go through them, and then we get into the design. Who designed what, when, and where? The design construction. But look at this. Here's some task for the design. You guys were working on this task all together, and then they split the task after that. So Ben took one, and Tony and Tom took another, each one of them. I want to bring to your attention, guys, start. This one is called start to end. Start to end. So this task cannot start until this task ends. You do these tasks. There are two ways of doing tasks. based on the resources that you have. Now, Rob, you can't be doing 5 things at the same time. For example, you can't be roughing the swimming pool and at the same roughing the house at the same time. Can you? You have to clone yourself. Because of that, you get 2 resources. If you're both of you working with the same resource, the same task, you can't work on the second task at the same time. You have to finish task 1 and then move to task 2. Okay? Now, if you split yourself, Phil can be working with task 1 here, and Rob can be right underneath him working with task 2. And that's what this task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, these tasks, and these are, so if they're like this means they're different people working on the same task. That doesn't make sense here. This should be, based on this, should be pushed back, because all of them are working on the first task. They can't be also working on the other task at the same time. It should be pushed back like this. So anyway, so that's the task. The task, you can assign the task to simultaneously people work on the same task, or when we're done with one task, they move to the other task. I'll show you how we link them and so forth. Any question, guys? So all what you're doing here is duration and task. Duration, task, and resources. Who's doing what, when, and where. So if you close that one and you go, and this is basically what the assignment is, really. What your assignment is going to be doing something like this. I'll show you in a second. The last thing, my friend, is walking, Ben, all of them, they're going to walk with the customer and give them a key. And, oh yeah, your hospital is ready to up and going. I can think of 100 other things that you can install in this schedule, guys, in real life. But this is giving you kind of an overall, down-to-earth schematic of a schedule. Any question before we go ahead and start using it? Any question, my friends? Okay, so keep this handy. If you don't have any questions, let's go start it. I'm not going to do all of them. I'll show you guys a couple of tasks how to do them, and then you'll take it from there, right? Everybody okay with taking it from there? You're going to see how easy it is, not that hard. Okay, keep this open in PDF file. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to minimize it in my case. And Microsoft Project. How do you get into Microsoft Project? Now we're going to get into the project. If you guys go to Start, All Programs, and I think, what is it? Microsoft Office. Okay, here you go. It should be under Microsoft. Right here. Everybody's there. All programs. If you hit Microsoft Office, you have all the Microsoft products down there. Chris, you said you don't like it. Did you use any other? Did you use any other management software? You build your own with Excel. Speaking of, or other softwares, yeah. Speaking, guys, of building, this is only one way of managing a project. I have seen a lot of engineering contractors and engineering firms that they manage using Excel sheet. They have an Excel sheet, and they like Excel because it calculates the amount of hours. I know at Mishad Pooley, a friend of mine working, can't say names here, they keep track of the hours of the people when you work on an Excel sheet, one of their project managers. So construction, let's go to Microsoft Project. Everybody's right here. Microsoft Office, not PowerPoint. Where's Project Chair? Here, Project. Everybody's okay with that? Click on that baby and fire it. That's your start point. Everybody's there? Ashley, do you guys have yours? Okay. So here's what you're going to open. There's nothing in there. Oh, by the way, Jackson, my friend, what's going to happen here is the same. This one project, guys, you're going to use it for 3 projects for me with modification. So when you build it right, knowing that you will be using it for 2 more projects. You can pull it, change the dates, because we don't want to invent the wheel. No inventing the wheel. You know, you pull it, change the dates, adjust the assignment, and something for the commercial project, similar. Okay, with this, guys, the first thing I'm going to start, besides this one for you, so the first thing I want to do is, you see what a project is? Everybody can see project? I'm going to go hit project information. Okay, everybody's there, project information. Click on that one. Right there, I need the start date. This is the essential thing on this software, start date. I want you guys to put the start date. What was it? We started in September 7th. So my start date is going to be before, but here's the deal. We started in September 7th, but we started with the design in September 7th. So just hypothetically, let's say we started a week before and we talked to the customers and all. Remember how we Well, you know what? Let's just start at September 7th, make it easy. Start at September 7th. So let's go all the way back and starting September 7th, right? Everybody guys got start point September 7th? Oladipo, everyone? Okay, and then okay yet? Now it shifted things starting September 11th. I need my start point, September 7th. Okay, that's the first thing I want to do. The second thing I want to do, I'm going to minimize mine here, guys, so I can steal some. I don't know if you, I'm going to go here, and so I can grab things and of course I'm a slow typer. Minimize this. Okay, grab this and put it right here, side by side. You guys know how to do that, right? Oops, no, not back here. Microsoft Project Scales. Okay. Virtual residential is. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go copy. Look what I'm going to do. I come over here, copy the project with change it, copy it, and I'm going to go put it right in here, and I'm going to go task, and I know reside. Oops, here's my project. You can change right in here. I think right? Help me, Steve, here. Press my field. Reside, residential. Did I spell it right now? Come on, guys. Where is the spelling? Residential, right? Yeah. Residential. That's now it's right. They spell check that when you oops, nobody. No, get out. Okay. Alright. So here's my residential. Cool. Everybody got that one? So I'm going to go down to see how nice it is. Go to the pre-design, copy the pre-design, and put them here. Paste this. Well, you know what you can do? You can actually grab the whole thing here. Probably, I think, and copy it and error. Okay. Wonder if we can copy it more than just one. All right. So you might be able to copy more than one. Yeah. Copy it. And I'm just going to put a bunch of paste. There you go. Copied a couple of owner meetings and a couple of things. Okay, so just copy the first test, guys, and copy the first things, copy and paste them, and we'll get into the rest of them. Cool? Everybody's okay with that one? Easy. Copy, paste. Now, where's the deliverable? Can you guys see the deliverable? There's no line for the deliverable, right? There's no line for you. So what I want you to go highlight this, the first column, right click on it, and insert the column. Can you guys see that? Highlight the first column. How do you do that? By clicking at the top, right click, insert the column. Cool? Fast? Jackson? Everybody's okay? Click here, and it will ask you what type of a column do you want to insert. I want a text column. So if you just go all the way to any text, grab any text. So you can, yeah. I need to be able to type though. I don't know if the deliverable will give you. You can use deliverable, try it. I'm going to pick text though, so I can type. And I'm going to name this one deliverable. Deliverable. Okay? Grab a text or try deliverable if it works. I've never used it. And hit deliverable. Now it allows you, it gives you a deliverable. A column that says deliverable. Okay, I know under deliverable, what do I need? I need a sketch design, copy, and I'm going to go right under right here, and I'm going to paste this one. Here's my deliverable. You can adjust these rows and columns, guys. Okay, so here's the first task. The first task. Everybody there? Can you guys give me a heads up that everybody, at least at the top? I just want to start with that top first. Cool? Everybody's there now. We need to go indent things to make it. So I'm just going to expand myself, and just at this point I'm going to go up a little bit, expand myself, and show you what I'll be doing here. There you go. Here's my start. Okay. So everybody, you guys copied at least these stuff. Can I have a green check saying yes, Chad, we did copy it, we typed it, we did something. It grabbed more than I need on these. When I copied them, guys, it grabbed a lot of stuff. You might have to take care about all the junk that copied with it. So you might have to go click on them and just erase the stuff that I don't electrical company, the duration and all this good stuff. Okay, so you might, that's coming from the copies that I did. I wanted just to show exactly like, oops. There you go. You can adjust it like Excel, and I know Chris doesn't want me to say it like Excel. Like Excel, you can double click on things and edit them. Okay, everybody's there? Can I? Okay, now we're going to make a system out of it. This is right now is nothing other than just typing it, right? Here's what I'm going to do. The first thing, guys, pre-design. Are you going to go indent? Where's my indent? Here. Can you guys see that line here? The pre-design, I don't know if you remember how, I'm going to make it look like this. So I'm going to indent the pre-design, move it to the right once, and all the other tasks, I'm going to move the tasks to the right once or twice. See what I'm going to do? I'm going to make them seen in the software as tasks and subtasks and so forth. So here's what you're going to do. Take the pre-design. See what I'm trying to do? Move it. Here's my pre-design. Now it's a category. Highlight these two, and I'm going to indent them twice. Once, go under the design, another one time. Now, what I did is I had a category that's called pre-design, and under this category, and this category is part of the project, under this category, guys, I have 4 tasks. Shall I do one more time? Well, okay, so here, I'm going to take them back. So if you go, guys, indent it back here, where's the, if you grab, you can make it back here. This is how it used to be, or some of it how it used to be. And I'm going to go this one. This is how we wear, right? Let's go all the way. Actually, we weren't even here. I think it's here. Okay, that's how you wear, right? So now what I would do, either one at a time, or you highlight all of them, and you indent them, indent. Okay, and then now I want to also make the last 3 as tasks under pre-design. So indent again. So what did I do? I have a project. Underneath it there is category, which called pre-design, and underneath the pre-design category I have tasks. That's basically the block, the building blocks that you're going to be using to build the schedule. Any question, guys, about this? Any question? Typical all the way through, all the way down. Phil, does it make sense? You guys have used it, right? Makes sense? The ones, Zach, you guys have, and Ashley? Right click. Oh, right click, right. Oh, yeah, I screwed up something. I hear typing Chad here. And I screwed it up, right? And this is a task called Chad. Right click on it, and where's the delete button? watching, guys? So that's, I have my friend Nick copied the whole thing. You guys can copy the whole thing and edit it from Microsoft. Knowing Chad's spelling and the people spelling, that's actually one of the students, not mine, but I use it as an example. If you guys, so any question about this? The second thing I'm going to show you, and I'm taking only one test. The second thing I'm going to show you guys, if you remember, the duration. Let's go to the duration of the task. Here's my duration of the task. Okay, I need my duration of the task. Now remember, Oladipo, can I guys get you with me? If things are bolded, you cannot change it. You cannot change a bolded date because that's calculated. Only the non-bolded. So if you guys remember the first task, I need 12 hours. So I type 12 and 8. Here's my 12 hours. The second task, in my case, that would be the meet with the owner, meet utility, design sketch. Okay, so the design, meet with the owner, meet with the utility, I have 2 hours for it, 2 and 8, 2 hours. And the last task, I have another 2 hours for it. And here's all my hours. And it calculates the finish date for you. Don't worry. That's all what you have to do is just put the hours and it calculates the finish date for you. Cool? Okay, gentlemen, lady. So I assigned the date hours. When you assign the time, let me repeat myself. When you assign the time, you can put the number and hit D will give you days. Type D, so 12D, that's 12 days. 12H, that's hours. And I think M is minutes. I've never tried it, but usually days or hours. Cool? Okay. So now we assigned based on what you guys have seen. We assigned that task. Let's go back up a little bit. Okay, here's my tasks. Everybody, guys, have something similar. Can we just focus on the top, at least the top one, and then right here. To the right or to the left, outdent, indent. These little arrows. Okay. Any questions about this? I want to assign a task and then we're done. It really is. That's it. I want to assign a task and then we'll do one more example and then we're done. I'm going to assign a task. Now, let's say for tasks, here's what I would do, guys. For tasks, meet with the owner. Click on it. When you click on the owner, we need resources. Who's the resources that are going to be for this project? I'm going to use Scott. I'm going to say Chad. Okay, here we go. Oops, what did I do here? I think it should be Chad. And I have Scott. This is my resources. So when you type them, guys, with double click, it shows as Chad and Scott as your resources for this task. One more time, double click on it. The resources, you can give 0 for Scott. I think it eliminates him from, no, it gives him 0 tasks only. If I want to eliminate him from, okay. So these are the resources. Otherwise, it's assume all of the people are going to be working at 100%, guys, when you put them. Okay, so here's Chad and Scott for this task. For the second task, let's meet with the owner. Second task, go there. We'll give you resources. You can pick resources now because you have them. I want to make, thank you. I want to make Chad meeting with the utility here, and I'm going to go to the owner. And I'm going to make meeting with the owner, or the sketch is going to be done by Scott. Okay? So I have Chad and Scott meeting with the owner. Utilities, Chad will meet with her, and Scott will take care of the design sketch. Cool? I'm just throwing these. Did everybody see how we did that one? Double click on that. If there's resources, you can type the resources. Okay, now I want to link them. I want to link them. That's I want you to wake up for the linking. Do you guys agree with me? Here's what I want you to do. First of all, do you agree with me that Chad cannot be doing two things, barely can do one thing at the same time. So this task should end before this task start, because Chad, can you see that? If Chad and Scott are working on one thing, they can't be working on another thing at the same time. So we finish this thing and then we shift in time and go to the other thing. That's what I want to reflect. So let's go take this, and I'm going to call these, see that link task. I'm going to go link these and see what we get. Link. Okay, so look what happened. I'm linking tasks. I'm linking. So what I told the software is, I said when Chad and Scott finish their work, Chad is going to go to another task, and when Chad is done with task with his task, Scott is going to start his own, which it doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense that Chad and Scott have to wait for each other to finish. It could at one time. It could. In this case, if it doesn't, here's what you're going to do. You can take these two and unlink them. Okay? So then, I'll unlink them, but I still need to link Scott with the first task. So shift and hit, shift and hit task 1, and I think shift and hit. So I want to link, which one would I think would solve this one here? To have the owner meet with the owner and these. I'm going to be linking these two tasks because Scott is on both of them. He can't be on both doing the same at the same time. So I'm going to go link it. That makes a lot of sense now, right? Scott and Chad finished task number 1, then Chad went to, then when we're done, shifted in time, they went to task number 2, and Scott went to task number 2, and Chad went to task number 3, but they're both simultaneously working on 2 different tasks. Does that make sense? When you link things, you can link them start to start, start to end. These ones, this is end, this is start, this is end, because both people are on it. The assumption, guys, I can't emphasize, the assumption is a person cannot do 2 tasks at the same time. The same person. Well, you can arrange it in any way, shape, or form, but the assumption is if one person is there, that person in 2 tasks, you have to let him finish task 1, that will be start, end, and then start the task number 2. That's exactly what we're doing. Chad and Scott finish task 1, then they split to go to task 2 and task 3, but they can't start task 2 and task 3 until they finish task number 1. Cool? That's called linking them. Any question, guys, about this? Linking? Now, if you are multitasking, if you can do the same thing at the same time, you should not put it as a task. Because in this software, if you have 3 tasks, Rob, you have 3 tasks, and you want to do them you yourself at the same time, you should not put them as 3 tasks. You should put them as 1 task if you're doing them simultaneously. Otherwise, you put them in a task, and you're doing it yourself, it should be when you finish task number 1, give it a day or so, you go to task number 2. That's the way they understand it anyway. Any question, guys? That's it. That's as ugly as we wanted to go for you. And Zach and Ashley, is this enough to get you up and running, guys? With some help? Huh? The link again. Okay. Let me copy one more thing and we'll do the link. Just give me 1 second. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go take one more category, right? I'm done with here. I'm going to go copy. I know you guys copied a couple of things. I'm going to go copy the whole design, right? I'm going to go copy my design, copy it, and you can copy the whole thing, I believe. It seems, Nick, did it work for you when you copied everything and dump it there? Yeah. To adjust it. You do it step by step, or you can do it all the time. I think you should be able to copy everything and dump it and then adjust it. Okay, I'm just doing, this is, you guys, I took the second task, right? Everybody's cool with that? I took the second task, or the second category. Now, you guys agree with me that, did I grab design? Final design, okay. Now, this one needs editing. I need to do some editing a little bit here. So it brought a lot of stuff and end and start and all this good stuff. So you can edit this one just to make it look, we shouldn't be copying. Okay, here's my design, right? Okay, now, Ashley, look at the indent. I need the design to line up under the pre-design because they're tasks under the project. So what are you going to do? Outdent, right? Go over here, and I'm going to outdent it. Cool? Does that make sense? Now, all my design, I have a pre-design and a design as two different categories. Under them, there's a lot of tasks. Does it look like the one that we have here? Yep. Cool. Then, that's it. I don't know how it ends up. Then you need to edit when you guys copy. There's a couple of junk here that you have to do, and I trust that that brings with it because we're copying. Okay, here you go. So you'll do guys with the copying. So now I know they look alike. So let me show you how we're gonna link them. I want you guys to be with me now. Here, can you guys minimize? Everybody knows how that you can minimize these and expand them. Expand or contract, right? I'm going to go minimize these. Minimize these. Now, look at this. Can you guys agree with me that the pre-design and the design shall not start at the same time? Right now, if you look at the start point, the pre-design started at the same time with the design. That doesn't make sense, right? You have to wait for all the pre-design to finish, for the most part, until you start the design. So I need to link the whole category. Look what we do. Minimize them, highlight them like this. I'm going to go link them. Oh, I'm sorry, link them here. So look what I'm telling the software here. I'm telling them that when you're done with the pre-design, you go start the design. So link them. Okay. So we finished that one here. I'm going to go and start my pre-design. Now this is where it becomes interesting. We're linking them. We started with, you have to look at the date here. We started, okay, so I'm going to go, how much did we give the design? 5 days. 5 days. Okay, so I have my 5 days for the design one. And I think I can copy it and paste it. Copy cell. And you grab all of these and paste it. 5 days for all of them. Paste, yeah, paste 5 days. Okay, oops, no it didn't. Paste 5 days. Why can't I do it all together? Because I'm lazy. Huh? Because it's not Excel. Okay, but I can do it one at a time though. So, or you can type 5 days. Okay, it's really easy to do. Okay. We'll get you there. Okay. Alright, so we put 5, it's really not hard to type them 5 days because we assigned 5 days for all these categories. 5 days, 5D, all what you have to do is 5D and get them in there. Okay. So that's my category. Now there right now, if you guys can see, if you look, right now I'm starting at 898. I finished at 98 here. So yeah, because they're linked, cool. Now look what's going to happen. Now can you guys see that all these tasks started at the same time? Now it's highly unlikely that the tasks are going to start at the same time. You need to link them. So how are you guys going to link them? Definitely, you work. Here's what I thought for you, because you guys work as a team in both of them, week by week. So all these have to be linked. So I grabbed the whole thing here, and I need to link them because we didn't. And I'm going to go link. So here's what you're going to see. Now when we finish with week 1, task week 1, we move to task week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 12. That's how we did it. Right? Any question guys about linking them? So we link the categories and we link the tasks under the categories. And we assign the date for each one of them. If you guys go there, it will see, look how look at that design. It went way, the design now it's taking 60 days for the design. Can you guys see it calculates the design days? The pre-design is actually taking 1.75, and actually it carries the time for all these stages and it carries it to the project. My project as of now is going to be 61 1.75 days, working days, based on what I installed so far, working days. That's just the design. That's disaster if we do that in real life. Any question, guys?
Yeah.
Again, by adding here, good. You and your partner, yeah. So you guys are resources. What's your resources? Did you guys hear me? Tell my friend, resources is your new partner. So my assumption is set up AutoCAD. You both of you work on this, so that's a resources. Meeting with the owner. I would suggest you meet with the owner. The other guy will meet with the utility, and both of you do the sketch. So you're project manager. Now, when you get into the construction, now the design, we all know what the design is. The construction resources. How about if we have 5 minutes break? And dump it right in here and see what we get. Okay, so I got all this rough-in and all this good stuff. The first thing I need to do, guys, is indent the construction, outdent. Okay, here's my construction, and so did I copy everything? Rough-in, wiring ready for inspection. Okay, it brought. I hate the way it does it. I don't want to copy it this way. When you take it one task at a time, it brings it. Yeah, here. Let's just do this. Oops. Let's do the construction first. Here's my construction. Oops. Over here, right click it, paste it. Did it paste it? Okay, here's my construction. Then, guys, if you see the construction is going to be a stage, not under design, so you're going to go outdent, right? One more outdent, right? So it can line up. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to go to the rough-in. Here's my rough-in, and all the stages under rough-in. Copy that. Come over here. Paste it. Okay, then I need my rough-in to be indented. To look like this. Okay, and then highlight all these and indent once, twice, and off it goes. So it looks like very similar to what we have under construction, except the project. There you go. Yeah, so that's 1 second here, Chris. So that's basically what I covered this section here. I want to go, and you can keep indenting them to look as task. I'm going to take my rough-in inspection. One more time. Right click, chat. My rough-in inspection. Bring it. Right click on it, and I need to indent my rough-in. So make it a task. Okay, so perfect. Here's all my tasks for the rough-in and rough-in inspection under construction. So what I would do, guys, I would make sure, so if you can see how your project is laid out. I don't know if you can see, Ashley. So you start with the pre-design, the residential project, pre-design, design, and then if you go expand the pre-design, you can get the stages underneath it. The design, the same thing, and the construction has 2 stages of now. There's rough-in and rough-in inspection. Okay, was rough-in and a stage by itself. Yeah, we're missing one stage here. Rough-in is, yeah, no, that's good. Okay, fine inspection. Okay, so any questions, guys, about these that we need to assign? Yeah. Column by column, okay. We need to make it like shaded. Yeah, like shaded like this. Yeah, you need to fill this area. Yeah, you need to fill the leaves and all this good stuff. Okay, let me do the rough-in, guys. For the rough-in, I will remind you, my friends, that for this particular project, the crews that we're using to do this job five oh one. Okay, I want to remind you guys that there's information sheet number 1 that I gave you here. Information sheet number 5. It says the labor that you need to do. So you can see if you look at the sheet that I gave you, way at the end, this is information sheet 05. The crews, long story short, we're going to have one crew, two crews. One crew is made out of apprentice 1, apprentice 2, and journeyman 1. And crew 2 is going to have apprentice 3, apprentice 4, and journeyman 2. Those are the guys who are going to be doing the work. 2 crews. So I don't know how we did that one with this in terms of crews. Okay, hours, who is doing it? Let me see how we did that one. Apprentice. Okay, so we have 2 crews to do the work. So here's what I would like you guys to do. Let's go to the construction. Rough end. Assign resources for it. I'm going to call it crew number 1. Okay, so that's my crew that's going to be doing this one. So I assign a crew number 1 for the task, and at the same time, crew number 2 is going to be doing the rough end. Crew number 2, oops, let me change that one. I shouldn't have typed it here. Okay, go to the resources. Crew number 2. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm assigning crews. Can you guys see the resources? Crew number 1 and crew number 2 to be working. The crews are the teams. Team number 1, crew number 1 is going to have 2 apprentices and a journeyman based on the state of Minnesota. No journeyman or no licensed electrician can supervise more than 2. So that's why the team of 3. So we have 2 teams of 3, right? You can't have more. You can have more than 3, but you can't have less. I guess you can have less than 3. So 2 to 1 is the ratio between journeyman and apprentice. So I want 1 journeyman, 2 apprentices to be working in one area, and another journeyman and 2 apprentices working in a different area, and they're working simultaneously in 2 different locations. The last thing you want to do, Phil, is put 5 journeymen and 12 apprentices. 5 journeymen times 2, 20. 20 apprentices in the same area. Yes, sir. You can, but I want you guys to follow the specification. It's specified as 1 journeyman, 2 apprentices, and assigned. So just follow that one. I know you can do it in 1 journeyman and cost too much. But here's the idea though. Then you finish it faster. Guys, when it comes to project management, how many teams, there is and I don't claim to be an expert, but there is an optimum value between how many crews you're going to put there versus how fast the job you will finish the job. How many crews versus how many. So the assumption for this project, Phil, my friend, is we're going to have 2 crews. They're going to work simultaneously in 2 different locations to finish the job fast. Now, you're absolutely right. I might not be able to have 2 crews because I have another building there. So at least I need 1 crew. But for this project, because your friend Chad, the Authority jurisdiction, told you to do 2, so you're going to, unfortunately, you have to do it. But I hear your voice though. When it becomes your own project, you're absolutely right. To 1 crew, put them in 1, they finish task 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what project management is all about, right? Managing your labor. How you say. Absolutely. You have a point. You have a point. The way we divide it right now, if you look at, we have rough end building. You can put, I don't know how we put how many crews we put in the rough end building here. Okay, we have apprentices 1. So you guys going to design them. Okay, apprentice 1, 2, and journeyman, and apprentice. We just did it differently here. But what I would like you to use is just use the resources. 2 crews. How to divide them between all these tasks, I will leave it up to you. You guys agree? But here's what I would like you to do. These 2 crews are blocked, so you can't have 2 journeymen and 2 apprentices here and two apprentices in the other location. So you have to have one German with the two apprentices. So you put them, then move them the way you want to move them. So if you want to make it upper, one will be in the upper, one will be lower. When you're done with the lower, you go to the swimming pool. When you're done with this, when they're done with the lower, they go to the garage or whatever. Here's one way of dividing it. We have rough-in building. I put crew number 1 on it. Then I built the garage crew number 2. Then guess what? When the garage guys, and this is by no means the only way of dividing this task. Then I have the pool. I'm going to go back and pick on the pool crew number 1 again to do the pool for me. And I'm going to go to the switch gear and make crew number 2 do the switch gear. And the site, now I'm going to go back to team, the site, I'm going to make it team number 1 do it. Okay, so I assigned all these tasks between team number 1 and team number 2. Team number 1 and team number 2. Does that make sense, guys? Team number 1 and team number 2. I will bring to your attention, my friend, when you, let's go all the tasks. Right now, your tasks under construction, if you look at the Gantt chart, look at the Gantt chart, how it looks like. Right in here. Look at your task and your crews. The first thing you need to do, guys, is link the stages. Look at what I'm going to do. Minimize this, minimize this. Now, Phil, do you agree with me that I can't start the construction? Look right now, the construction started at the same time as the design. The stage for the full construction started like the design, right at the same point. That doesn't happen often. So what you need to do is you need to go link the construction and the design so it can finish after this design. So take this one. When we're done, I'm going to link them. So what I'm telling the system, I'm saying when you are done with the design, we're going to start the construction, design build. Did you guys do that? So I linked the construction stage with the design. Now we're cooking at least here. So when I'm done with the design all the way, now my construction is going to start. Can you guys see that? That's step number 1. Now let's go step number 2. Okay, now with the construction, I have my construction. Now I have rough-in and rough-in inspection. Now, Rob, can you do the inspection before you finish? You can. So I need to link the inspection to the rough-in. Same thing. Highlight them and go link them. So what this is telling me, these stages are not going to start. You can't finish. You can't do inspection until you finish the design, the construction. Rough-in. Okay, and the last thing, guys, you go into the tasks themselves. The tasks themselves under rough-in, I didn't put the time yet, under rough-in, anything, and can I guys have you just pay attention to that one? Look at all these crews. If the same crew is working on the same task, they have to be linked start to finish. Start to finish. If the same crew. So I'm going to grab 1, 1, and 1. Those guys have to be linked start to finish. So look at what I do. I grab team number 1. Where's also team number 1 I have? And I have team number 1 here, right? I have team number 1. Oops, maybe control team number 1. Yeah. Control and team number 1 is right here. You guys agree with me? These are, did I do them right? These are the 3 tasks that are done by team number 1. Because they're done by the same team and they're not supermen and women, they have to finish one to start the other. So I have to link them. So you go over here and you link them. Oops, you're going to link them. So can you guys see how only the team number 1 task have been linked? Let's do the same thing for team number 2. Team number 2 has to be linked with team number 2 because they're not supermen and women to do the work. Oops, now here's team number 1. Okay, let's go team number 2, yep. And control, hit control, grab team number 2 again. And these also have to be linked. Can you see how these are linked, guys, based on the team, Phil? The team, no? Yeah, journeyman 1 can lay out for apprentice 1 and 2. That's team 1. Yeah, that's team one though. That's team one and 3 people. Oh, go ahead. You're going to drill deeper? Be my guest. You want to add more tasks? Be my guest. The minimum I'm looking for is when they move, for example, let's just look at team number 1 here. The first task, graphene wiring dwelling. I only have team number 1, crew number 1. It has 2 apprentices and a journeyman with it. So the journeyman is going to go lay out how the receptacles are going to be doing while the apprentices are drilling behind him and pulling the wire. I didn't show this here. I just call it one task, guys, and it's called graphene wiring dwelling for the upper and lower. If you want to divide the upper and lower, is a good division. So, but you agree with me that crew 1 and crew 2 can be working independently, and they shouldn't be working in the same location, because they're going to be talking about the bar fight and bear hunting. So you're going to put, if you have 2 crews, from a management point of view, at least a little, I know, you need to put the 2 crews in 2 different locations. Otherwise, they'll be turning on each other. Unless the task is so huge that need 2 crews. So that's why we divided them, Ashley, into crew number 1, 2 in different locations. Phil, any other comments? You're a project manager, buddy, old girl. Okay, does that make sense? Do the linking. Do I need to link 1 and 2, team 1 and team? No, unless their tasks depend on each other. If the team 1 or crew 1 is doing a task that crew 2 has to build on it, then I have to link them, start to finish. Otherwise, they all start to start. Can you guys see it? Team 1 and team 2 start to start. Team 1 and 2, they start at the same time. They finish at different times, but they start. Their start and finish has nothing to do with each other. They're not linked based on this assumption. Okay, let's go back to the graphene. Now graphene, I'm making an appointment with the inspector to do the graphene. I'm going to be a project manager. That's going to be Chad. I'm going to make an appointment. Now, inspector is going to show up. So who's going to do the inspection? Inspector is 1, and I want with the inspector to be there. I want Scott to be with the inspector, or one of those guys. Now, resolving inspection issues, Scott and Chad are not licensed to do to carry the tools. You need a crew. So I'm going to go send crew number 1. Now, you're going to tell me, Chad, are you kidding me? I'm going to send 3 apprentices, 2 apprentices, and 1 journeyman. This is when in real life you split. You just send a journeyman. That will be crew 3. You call crew 3 1 journeyman, and you add crew 3 to that equation. Or you split your crew 1 into apprentices and journeymen. In this case, we are working with block of 3. Basically, we have to work it. So that crew number 2 wasn't busy. I want them put them into to go solve the problem of the inspection. Any anticipated problem. Now, 2 things. You guys, I think you agree with me that the inspector can't show up before Chad make the appointment, and the solving the problem cannot happen until the inspector inspected. So these have to be linked start to finish. So you grab them here and you link them. Right? Does it make sense, Chris? You did a lot of project management. I'm surprised that you guys use a different software. Yeah. Gosh, I've been in projects where they use it. The ones who use it, project managers, general contractors, unreal. You can sit. The nice thing about the software, and I don't claim to know it all of it. You can set the start and the finish, and then you keep your actual dates right at the top of it. So you have what you designed for and what actual dates is going. So you keep track. Are you on track or not? And how far are you from track? So we take tracking. Yes. Fluffy. Yeah. Where am I from what I planned for? Where am I from what I planned for? And they have them in the trailers though. I've seen them in construction sites in the trailer, and they update them, and every week you can see I'm supposed to be finished with this task, and I'm in week 1, and I'm ahead or behind. You can visually see how far are they tracking of their progress. Yeah. Anyway, so it's a very good tool for project managers. Maybe. Any question, guys, about this? Any question about this? Can I trust that you can take it from there? Can you guys take it from there? Anything else you want to do? We assign the tasks. We have the Gantt chart, how to do the Gantt chart. The next thing, guys, what we do is we print this one. You're going to print it for me. When you print, you're going to print, like I showed you, the PDF file. What I like, prints better if you do the gang in one page and the task on another page. We print them in 11 by 17. So if you go File and Print View, this is how it's going to look like right now. If you do Page Setup and grab 11 by 17, I don't know who I'm connected to. Do I have 11 by 17? Yeah, I should. Where's my printer here? I think my printer that I'm connected to, my default doesn't have 11 by 17. So I'm defaulted to, I should change my printer. Okay, let me see if I can go, where can I change my printer here? Okay, I'm defaulted to my office printer here, which doesn't have 11 by 17. Okay, close this one. Print, there you go. Now I'm going to change my printer. You guys know how to change printer. I'm going to change my printer into this one, which is here. So if you're not defaulted to 11 by 17 printer, it wouldn't give you an option. So I'm defaulted to this one. Now I'm going to go Page Setup, Landscape. I need 11 by 17. Where's my 11 by 17? Fit. You can, let's see if you can fit in one or fit in one. This is how it's going to look like. If you want to fit, that's not a substantial. Let's go Page Setup and 100%. If you can say fit in one, it will look something like this. You fit all, and then you can play with it, guys. We'll do, we fit in one page wide, 2, 1, 2. Looks something similar to this. And adjusted. If I wanted to fit, yeah, we play with it, guys, to get it into fitting in one page or fitting in more. Adjust one to be 100. Let me see what it looks like. Okay, so you can, when you build it, we can find a way of printing it by 11 by 17 to make it look nice. So you can adjust how it's going to print right here. Make sure it's going to be 11 by 17 first. But bottom line, if you want to make it fit and make it fit in one, just in one, it's going to look very similar to this. Right here, all in one. When you're done with it, we'll see the best format for printing. Okay, close. Any question, guys? Is this good enough to get you up and running, William? Is that a good start? Okay. Any questions? How long is this expected to take? This is Microsoft projects are due by Wednesday of next week. Load calculation and Microsoft projects are due Wednesday of next week. Does that make sense? Yeah. Wednesday of next week, expectation, guys, to be done with Microsoft project and the load calculation. Any question about the load calculation? Do you guys have enough energy for another hour of load calc? Be honest with me. No? No? Okay. Shall we do, I need to do load calculation. One more hands-on example we'll do on Monday. Chris, would that be okay? Do on Monday? Okay. I will do that in a minute.